Okay, so I've got fed up of flattening these now, but I've got two usable stones there that I can use for checking flatness of things and sharpening various tools. I could use that one for sharpening things, that one for sharpening things, and as I use them, they're going to get flatter and flatter as I have to bed them back in with each other. This stone here is actually a slightly coarser grade of stone. It's a sandstone. It's a piece of Cotswold brash, and I'm going to use that one for honing and like initial honing and shaping bits of metals. The next thing we're going to make is a chisel and maybe a punch of some sort to make a hammer. So I need to find some steel from somewhere, and we'll start looking at making some sort of a forge. And you can see with these that actually I'm not very good at the old there we are. Let's see, that's really flat as you look at it there, really flat, and that's just created from rubbing them against each other like this, you know, A against B, B against C, C against A, except this time I added two more stones. So I've just been rubbing these two together. I think, no, it was these two together. That was with that batch. So those three were A, B and C, and I was rubbing these two together, and then occasionally I would bring one of these in and then re-flatten that one with these two. So these are flat and these are all flat. That one's probably gonna become a very large flat surface as I wear it down using it, because these little divots here aren't very deep at all. They're maybe the thickness of a piece of paper. So in all, this has probably taken me 2 or 3 days of constant work. This one's a bit deeper, this gouge here. Those are you almost can't feel them. You can that bit there, but these here you can't really feel. So I might see if somehow I can cut it off across there. I'm not going to be able to get rid of that very easily. That's probably about 3 or 4 mil deep. That one, I'm going to have to do something with that, but I could probably keep it like that and use it as a flattening stone for steel as we're working it. And this one, that is so fine there, it's almost unnoticeable to the thumb, other than the fact it's not as slippy as this. So I think that'll bed in quite quickly with use as I wear away this surface as a sharpening stone and have to bed it back in on these other stones. I think we'll soon get rid of that, but these are at a usable stage now, so we'll start using them. And the next task is going to be making some sort of a forge, and then getting some steel or a lump of wrought iron or something like that, and see if we can't make some sort of a chisel, and then maybe a punch or something to make a hammer with. And then with that hammer and chisel we can make some files, and with those files, chisels and hammers and punches we can start to make other tools like tongs and various other bits and pieces. So that's where we are at the moment. We've got our sharpening stones. That was quite coarse, like, I don't know, 320 grit, wet and dry maybe. It's quite a coarse stone, and these are probably 1500 grit, wet and dry. I took a gouge out of that with a corner of one of the rocks by mistake. You can feel it there, but that won't cause a problem. That'll soon disappear. But as you look at it in the light, you see it's almost glossy, almost. If I look at this one's probably the best one to show you. Let that focus a bit. You can almost see a reflection in that. It's not quite shiny, but it's pretty close. It's very smooth. You see the scratch marks from where bits of grit have rubbed into it, and it's got a piece of quartz running through it there, which I think has broken off and probably caused these scratches. But I would like to find a piece of quartz to make some really fine sharpening stones, and maybe a bit more sandstone, a bit more Cotswold brash. If I can find a big piece about a foot square, that would make a lovely flatting surface, because this stuff is quite aggressive, and you could soon wear down a piece of steel with it. So I think that's our next quest. Find a large piece of this and start making a forge. We'll need to find some wood, a way of chopping the wood. I might just go and get windfall wood to start with, because we can soon make a saw. So yeah, there we go. Our first flat engineered surfaces with nothing more than these 5 bits of rock, and that was all we used. And we didn't use any tools, any machines, anything other than these and a bit of water, and just rubbing them together. And that is as flat a surface as you'll get anywhere. Any machine shop, any engineer's surface plates are as flat as this. We're going to have to find some location of clay or something. I think we've got some around the back. Dig it out and make some sort of a forge, and make some more tools. I think the next quest is going to be hammer and chisels, I think. So there we go. Lumps of pure clay.